Hello, welcome to another episode of Awakening with Soulspirational. I'm Tish, and I want to talk about not belonging. I think a lot of us feel this way or have felt this way, where we feel as though we don't belong with the crowd. We don't look or feel like everybody else. We feel like we would be easily spotted within a crowd because we don't fit in, we don't belong. And I recently created a meme that said something to the effect of that do you feel like you don't belong? And that's a good thing. Because what that means is you weren't meant to be a follower. You were meant to be a leader. So this video, maybe it'll serve as a little nudge, if you're not already, to find what your passion is and to lead. And you know, when I have people coming in talking about their passion, things that they enjoy doing, I think so often we hold ourselves back because we are afraid of ridicule or of judgment. And if we think about people like Lady Gaga, Elton John, Robin Williams, just different people that have really made it, that they're memorable, even if maybe they're not an artist of your particular liking. They accepted or accept to some level who they are. I think about, okay, so I'm kind of old, right? So I think a bit back to Mork and Mindy in my younger days. And Robin Williams was flippin' hysterical. And the way that he could just, he would just let himself go and just create. That is flippin' beautiful. It was like he didn't hold anything back. Elton John getting out there in his costumes, or Lady Gaga. They're embracing these sides of them that other people, I'm sure there are people who judge and ridicule them for the way that they dressed. Elton John, Lady Gaga, for example. And, there's just, lovers are going to love, haters are going to hate, right? We can't be concerned about that. And they aren't. They went out and they did their thing. Robin Williams just went out and did his thing. Look at how successful they are, or were. So when we are starting to open up to the beauty within us, or maybe we already know what our passion is, we want to help people, or we want, we really enjoy painting or doing digital art, making crafts. When we are creating, we're putting our energy into it. Whether we are purging, I think about different love songs of, well, actually what just came to mind is one of the songs, Love Hurts, but Love Stinks, I think. Anyway, so when we are filled with so much emotion, that we can turn that into a beautiful love song, a song of release, or a song of renewal, beginning again. When people are feeling those words and the music, they're feeling the artist's energy going into those words or into the music. When we are looking at a painting, art is subjective, right? So a painting that I may not even look twice at, you may absolutely fall in love with. There's something about you that is resonating with that particular painting. And it could be what's actually on the painting. It could also be that the person is picking up on the energy of the artist at the time that the artist created that painting. That there's this resonance, soul to soul. So when we are creating, maybe your thing is woodworking. You love to create different tables or different things, statues, whatever it may be, out of wood or copper or whatever it may be. Put your love and your passion into it. If you hold back because, now what's coming to mind is like the bejeweled thing, tacking everything on there. Some people are like, that's tacky. And then other people are like, I love it. And in fact, I have a hat that my sister got me with a lot of these. It just looks bedazzled. I can see where some would really be into this hat. It's just not my style. And that's probably something that's more mass produced. I mean, it's a ball cap. But when we are creating and we're putting our passion and our love into it, other people are going to feel it. Those that are meant to find it are going to find it. It's going to be, on their Facebook feed, or when they're online and they're visiting a site and there's going to be an advertisement for something to the side. When we are talking about wanting to help other people, that too, it's finding the outlet as an artist would. I consider myself an artist in the way in which I help other people. So not in the same way of a brush stroke. To me, my brush strokes are my hands. So instead of seeing artwork, I see it in my mind and projecting it for the person that is on the Reiki table, or the person sitting across from me for spiritual coaching or counseling, or in class, whatever spiritual or healing class we're having. So it's finding, because otherwise anybody who follows me or is taking classes, I draw stick figures. It's all I got when it comes to that type of artwork. It just is what it is. Like, I'm okay with big bubble trees, but no, and it took me so long to even realize where some of that energy is within me, of, walking through meditations, helping guide people through meditation, teaching people. I just happen to have a knack. Somebody said to me, you have the ability to take something so complex and turn it into something that's much easier, more simplistic. And she and I appreciate that she said that, and I'm going to own that she's right. I don't know where I got the knack. I was talking to somebody recently about going to a Roku or a Fire Stick. Let me tell you, when I first picked that thing up, I had a Fire Stick first. Boy, did I feel ignorant. I had to work with it for about a month and a half before I cut the cable cord, because I did continue to work through it, it's easier to show somebody else how to do it, right? So I have been doing this. I'm not just watching somebody else's video and parroting it. The classes that I teach, like I'm going through that healing too. And if I'm using it for my own healing and I feel like it really hasn't done anything for me, I'll bench it. And it may be that I'm putting it to the back bench for a little while, because there are some things that I may not recognize in the moment that has been healing and beneficial until down the road. So I won't completely just discard it. I'll just put it to the back to see if there's a reverberation in the future. Otherwise, when I'm working through something and I experience a healing from it, then I show it to others. And sometimes if you're in class with me, like especially at the end of class, I get a little weird because I've been up in my head so much. And even watching these videos, sometimes I get a little weird. And I could just not air the video and feel self-conscious because people see me being weird. But you know what? I think we're all weird our own way. And this is who I am. So love me or hate me, somewhere in between, it is what it is. And it's the same thing when, again, what are we going to lead with? Instead of being a follower with a pack, how can we step out and say, you know what? I have this passion for this. And maybe it's making dream catchers. I just had this vision of a dream catcher, probably because I'm looking at my beautiful elephant. And I know a lot of people with dream catchers. And my kids had them when they were little. I have no idea what happened to them, but and I know plenty of adults who have dream catchers. Not everybody wants a dream catcher, but if you feel so drawn to create your own, and what do the different strings or the different pieces that you put on the dream catcher, maybe the different beads, the different ribbons, what do they mean to you as you are creating them? Because then if you decide to sell them, maybe, you sell them on Etsy or someplace, people are going to feel your energy of that. And if you hold back and say, well, no, that looks really silly, I'm not going to do that, we're depriving other people from our own gifts. The divine God has bestowed each and every one of us something unique to offer to the world. I do Reiki. A bunch of people do Reiki. So I could just say, well, I'm not going to be a Reiki practitioner because, there are a lot of other Reiki practitioners. Well, geez, that sounds self-defeating, right? Of course I'm going to do Reiki. And I did do Reiki. And I took the classes through mastership and I continue to learn. And as a result, because I didn't give up, and when we're doing things too, I don't care what it is, the ego will creep up. And it's like the ego is talking in the ear. Who do you think you are that you think you can do this? You're not good enough for this. You're not worthy. Nobody's going to listen to you. We have this conversation with our ego, this internal dialogue, and it's like, shut up. Because I can do this. I will do this. I am doing this. And it's stepping within your power regardless of what anybody else thinks about it. Yes, we may not have the confidence to just be right on out there and put it in everybody's face, right? So then we take those steps of those confidence building steps. And we reach out to our family and friends that are going to be honest with us. But even knowing that their honesty is through their filter. And if it's our creativity, it's still being viewed subjectively by others. But as we allow ourselves to put our work maybe on Facebook or on Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, then you're going to start seeing other people who feel into the energy of when you made that bookcase. One of the things that I love about my husband is when he's painting a room, he is putting love, the intention of love, into painting. And he's blessing the walls. How lovely. And we can do that with our work. Now, if it's something where, my girlfriend, I'm kind of thinking of country music, my girlfriend just broke up with me and my dog ran away and, I don't know, I got fired from my job. We're going to attract people that are in that same energy too, because there are other people in that same energy. And it could be that just by hearing your song about everything that just happened, they feel like they're not alone. So put your authenticity, your emotions into whatever it is and lead. Lead with that song. Lead with those dream catchers. Instead of being with the pack that, no, I'll just buy dream catchers. I'm just going to get up and go to work every day, do the same mundane thing over and over again. This is my passion. Do your passion. And as you step out and as you start getting your toes wet with your confidence, you have no idea the people who are watching you, who you are inspiring, who you may be helping to lift up and be that confidence boost for them. That, wow, they're dream catchers. I don't even have a dream catcher. But boy, watching her or him create these dream catchers, maybe I want to buy one now. Maybe I don't. But watching this person, and especially if we know the person, and we know that the person is generally somebody who doesn't seek attention, and yet we see them putting their toes out into social media, getting their feet wet to see what kind of reaction. How awesome. How can that not be inspiring? So as you do this, just know that you are inspiring other people. I think most people hold back from coming forward to say, you inspired me. You inspire me. Sometimes they need to watch a person over and over because it's like their energy is taking it in. They're getting it on some level. There's a resonance there, which is what gets them to keep watching. And then in time, with their energy is adjusting and readjusting and molding, like getting to this place of, it may just feel like I'm driving down the street one day and I have this epiphany. You know, this light goes off in my mind and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. It could be from watching another artist step out into the world and try and find their voice and trust in the universe. That by watching them, it allowed for that space for that epiphany to drop in, for that divine inspiration of what can I do? And it doesn't mean that everybody just quits their job and just sells or offers their services, maybe. It could be that it's this beautiful side business, or I'm making right now, you know, in my job that I go to every day, clock in, clock out, this income is affording me to take care of my family, which is why a lot of us later in life, once our kids grown, we get to do more of our passion, of our love, because the kids are grown. We don't have to feed all the kids anymore. Our bills have been cut down. So it affords us more of an opportunity. For some of us, I mean, others, you know, everybody's different. Everybody has their own life, right? But the main goal of this is be the leader. Be the leader, find your passion, lead with your passion. Be that shining light for somebody else. Because again, it may not be the dream catchers that you've been making that they're watching. It's your shift to confidence. Watching how you word your memes or your ads. Picking up on the energy of what you're doing. Inspiring those. So the passion may be the dream catchers or the woodworking or Reiki, teaching, whatever it may be. But the leading is by your example, your light. And when we are stepping out into the world, I am going to ask that as we are, whether we accept the role of leader or we recognize that, oops, I've stepped into the role of a leader, whatever it may be, whether it's conscious or not, when we get to the point of being conscious of it, we can lead and stiff arm the guys behind us, where it's about us. It's just about what I'm doing and I'm not going to help others. And if you happen to pick up and be inspired, that's great. But this is about, it's a dog-eat-dog world. I am going to ask if you find yourself in that energy to kind of come back around, because we can both do this for ourselves and for everybody collectively. Because you want the other person to feel your energy to buy that dream catcher. And yeah, some things still sell. You know, if I'm just making the dream catchers because I want to make money, I need more money. Some of those things are still going to sell. But think about when you're making the dream catchers, because Maybe you've blessed every piece of material that goes into that dream catcher. You've blessed. You have, and we have sayings like, I put my heart and soul into it. Blood, sweat, and tears. That's passion. And yes, we need it, like marketing and stuff. Those kind of things come too. But it's having the confidence, owning our passion, stepping out. And then when we recognize we're in this leadership role, encourage the other people around you. You can do this too. You can do this too. And then you're actually building a larger following, because instead of it being so one way isolated to you, now it's about all of us. We're all in this together. Whether we see things from an individualistic view, we're still all in this together. So when we can lift each other up, as we are, even as we're climbing the mountain, so to speak, you see somebody who's climbing too, you reach over and you help give them the little lift up, and it could be later on they're above you and they help give you that little lift up and you feel as though you've plateaued or it's hard to take that next step. Let's help each other. So be that leader. Shine your light, share your love. Don't forget to turn the love inward so you can feel your own love and how beautiful and powerful that is as well. So with that, I'm going to close out this video. I just wanted to encourage you. Find your passion and to lead with it. Don't hold back from who you are. That quirkiness, people love quirkiness. Be quirky. And when your quirkiness, your weirdness, whatever you want to call it, shines through, then the other weirdos are like, hey, I recognize her or him. And for those who are just like, oh, it's just, I can't even go there, they're too quirky, that's okay. Let them go find the energy in which that they resonate with, because there's plenty of us to go around. So, okay. Be quirky, be weird, be you. Find your passion, lead. Thank you for watching today's episode. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'll put my information below. And until next time, thank you, be well, namaste.